Damon here with NLP Gym, and we are at Trance Camp with Steve Gilligan, and I met a volunteer. This is Leah Petrusich, and she will help me demonstrate what I call clearing the path for success. It's actually a modification on future pacing. Before we go into that, if you haven't already, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. For more updates, you'll get these videos on a regular basis. So future pacing is normally what you would do at the end of a process. So we're going to pretend like we already went to the end of a process, and we're going to talk about what you want as if you have already gone through the intervention, clearing out any doubt and creating the resource that she needs. We're going to pretend like we've already done that, and we're at the stage of future pacing. So I'm going to have you step like probably over here so you don't run into anything and face that way. And so let's imagine that we're talking about something you want. But go ahead and come up with something that you actually want. Okay? That you want to happen, hasn't happened yet, maybe like a goal, an outcome, something like that. Alright?
Yeah.
So we're going to imagine this is the 1 year you standing in front of you. This is sort of like your timeline happening here. And in about a year, say right here, does that work for you? So your 1 year future you is right here. And by the way, another way to call this is a supercharged future pace, and I get this from Robert Dilts Resource Supercharger. And so what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to imagine this 1 year you in front of you may or may not have accomplished what it is that you wanted to accomplish, but you have that resource within you to do it. And so you're going to imagine stepping into yourself 1 year from now as if you're grown with that resource. Okay? So go ahead and step into the 1 year you. Alright? And so imagine this is the 1 year you who has already accomplished this or come a step closer, a lot closer to accomplishing this. And just notice what you feel, and being that person who has already accomplished this or come close to it and have grown with that resource. And just notice what you feel inside. And go ahead and you can speak a few words about what you're experiencing.
I feel competent, I feel knowledgeable, and I feel skillful.
Okay. Now, you can take all of that, gather up all that wisdom, that resource that has grown and gotten stronger with you, and you can take that back to the present. You can take a step back and taking that with you into now. Okay? And you get a sense now that you've taken that with you, 1 year of experience and knowledge and having grown with this resource. Okay. Now you're going to imagine the you in 3 years from now. So the you from 3 years from now has grown even more with this resource, and maybe you have accomplished exactly what it is you want to accomplish, and you've moved even beyond that. Or maybe this is a very long-term sort of goal, and you've gotten 3 years closer to it, whichever works for you. Okay. So go ahead and step in 3 years to the future you 3 years from now. Go ahead and step into that.
Should I take 3 steps or just...
Whatever is going to work for you. And I'm going to adjust the camera here to make sure we don't lose sight of her. Okay. And go ahead, since we're doing this for the camera, go ahead and turn to the camera as we talk. And so now that you're embodying the 3 year you with having grown with this resource and having gathered more knowledge and probably more skill, what comes up for you now?
I get a larger sense of delivering new information and new skills.
Okay.
Not just acquiring, but developing new ideas.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and gather up all that wisdom, all this skill, everything that you've gathered up here from 3 years of having grown with this resource, and go ahead and take it back to you in the present. So now you get to keep all of this, having evolved and grown with this and taken on that wisdom, whatever experiences you had, now you're taking that back into the future. Do you have a sense of that here now? Wonderful. Now we're going to do this one more time, and you're going to go into the 5 year you. The 5 year you has grown with this resource for 5 years, and this wisdom has grown, and these skills have grown, and these experiences have expanded, right? So go ahead and step into the 5 year you. camera here. Now, having done this for 5 years and grown with this wisdom for 5 years and this research, I can see you kind of, it's almost like you're shivering with this, yeah. So what's coming up for you now?
I just get a sense of giving back a lot.
Okay.
Like outreaching and giving a lot. Yeah. And getting like books out there, workshops, and developing my practice, and traveling and giving a lot.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. So the cool thing is that even though we're 5 years in the future, you can gather up all this wisdom, gather up having grown with this resource, and whatever skills here, whatever you want to take with you, and then you can bring it back to the present day. Great. Now, what I would like you to do now is imagine you see that 1 year you in front of you, the 3 year you, and the 5 year you. And we want to make sure that you're disassociated from these future yous, because if we were to have her associated to the future her, she might actually get a sense of having already accomplished it and will not move toward it. So we're going to have her imagine these 1 year, 3 year, 5 year yous growing in this, and then maybe you can even see further into the distance, into your future, growing with it even more. Okay, and just so take a look at that, acknowledge that, and what else comes up for you right now?
I guess I feel really hopeful, and also like a very big vision.
So your vision kind of opens up into the future about accomplishing this.
Yeah.
Okay. So how likely, on a scale from 1 to 10, would you say you're likely to accomplish this?
9.5.
9.5? Okay, we have to work on this more to get to a 10. Okay. So that's what I call clearing the path to success, or you could call it a supercharged future pace. And it helps her get aligned with what she wants to accomplish based on the resource that she was using, and being able to have a vision of that going into the future, and having stepped into it and experienced it, and then she can see sort of like stepping stones to creating that pathway to success and accomplishing what it is she wants to accomplish. If you haven't already, check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Follow us on YouTube, and like I said earlier, if you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Take care.